All right, I think I'm live again. This is Carrie Beck with FamilyEbiz.com, and I wasn't sure. Facebook has changed all the live video stuff, and so I'm not really quite sure when I'm live or if I'm even in the right group. Because I actually have two Family eBiz groups, and I need to delete one because the other one has nothing. Nothing. Anyway, today we're talking about freebies. You probably have heard over time, you need to create some opt-in, a lead magnet, something free to get people on your list. And that is a great idea. But are you using it correctly? Are people getting your freebie and then going in and subscribing immediately? If that's what's mostly, if a majority of your people are doing that, then you're not using your freebie wisely. So let's talk about freebies for a moment. Why should you use freebies? The first thing I would say is, yes, they will add to your email list. So when they come, they have to give you their name and email. You don't want to just put a PDF and a link to the PDF. Some people actually still do that. And they must have some other strategy that I don't understand. So in order to get their freebie, they must give you their name and email. So how are you using those new subscriptions to grow your business? Are you doing something, or are you just putting them on there and then continuing with your business as is? I would say if you are just like getting them on your email list and then leaving them alone or pretending like they've been on your list for a year, that is not a wise way to do that. It is like just throwing spaghetti on the wall or spaghetti out on the beach, I guess. It's just like what I talk about on Map Out Your Own Client Getting Web Pages. Are you just putting up some web pages because they look like what everyone else is doing, or do you have some purpose and intention? So let's talk about freebies and how we can be purposeful and intention. And let's go back and start at the very beginning. How do you decide what you want to offer as a freebie? Is it just something you want to create? Or is there some other reason for creating that freebie? Who makes the choice of what freebies you are going to offer? Is it you? Or is it your followers, the people that are reading it? I would strongly encourage you to find out what it is your people want. And you can give it to them. Now, you don't need to give them a whole course. You just want to give them a PDF, a one-page printable, or a video that's maybe 5 minutes long explaining how you do things, or a 3-minute audio, or whatever. But you need to find out a few things from your audience, and they will tell you what they want. That it may not be what they need, and you may know better for them what they need. But the freebie is what they want. And so you want to get that want from them. How do we do that? I would take a survey. If you have a Facebook group or page, take a survey there. If you have an email list, then when you send out an email, ask them to hit reply and answer your question of whatever it is you're considering offering them. You could do a free Survey Monkey. You can get up to 100 responses free on Survey Monkey. The thing is, if you are doing a survey of some sort, you may want to ask the question 2 or 3 ways, maybe a multiple of 3 questions. And it's the same idea, but you might ask it differently. In other words, what's your biggest, for me, in homeschooling, what's your biggest challenge in homeschooling? And let them give you an answer. Or maybe say, you know, when you are homeschooling and you have 3 kids, what is the problem in trying to homeschool 3 kids? And so you can ask it different ways. Or you might say, which of these 5 resources would help you the most? And give them the title of 5 things you're thinking about. That might be the easiest one, because you can easily hit reply and say A, B, C, D, or E. The other thing you might consider surveying your group for is how do they want the information given to them? Do they want it in a PDF or an ebook, let's say, that they would read? Or would they prefer a video or an audio? Or do they want a printable that they can print out and checklist? I don't know. I'm just giving you some ideas. Look at all the different kinds of freebies and find out what is it your group wants. Just because my group wants something doesn't mean your group wants something. Just because my group is challenged with one area doesn't mean your group is. You really need to go to your followers. And if you don't have any followers, then you might ask a group that you're in. And I would not, please don't go and hijack someone else's group. But or ask your friends that you are in your niche. If you are in the block foodie, then ask your friends in the foodie niche and say, what are y'all's biggest challenges? You can even use some of your competition and go and read some of their blog posts to see what are they providing, and do you think that's what your group needs as well. So the first thing is you need to start at the beginning and find out what they want, not what you want to give them. Then you're going to create that freebie, whether it's a PDF, a printable, a checklist, audio, video, ebook, whatever it is. I'm not going to go into the details of that. This is more a strategy call. After you get that freebie, then you're going to create a web page, and you're going to have them sign up, and you're going to get your email responder, and you're going to have all the I'm not talking technical. Let's go back to what do we do once they receive that freebie. There are a few things. I'm going to give you 3 things that could happen once they sign up. The first thing is you could immediately turn your freebie person into a buyer by giving them what I call a tripwire, or a one-time offer for 15 or 20 minutes. In other words, instead of landing on a page that says, here's your freebie, or thank you for your interest, go check your email, you could say, thank you for your interest. Hey, here's a 20-minute offer of something that might be of interest to you. And you give them their headline question, and then you tell them why they might need this. Whatever that one-time offer is, the tripwire, it needs to relate. It should not be the same thing as the freebie, but something similar. So I'm going to just give my homeschool. So if I have them coming and getting a free printable on how to teach ladybugs, which I just put out. Maybe I'm just going to do a 1-page printable. I'm not going to necessarily give them the ladybug unit study, but I might give them my offer, which is my unit study toolkit. Hey, if you ever want to create a unit study based on any topic, here's my unit study toolkit. I will tell you what it is. It is a $50 worth of resources: video, ebook, transcript, and mini units. I think that's it. It's worth $50 if you bought them individually. I sell it for $7 as a tripwire, a one-time offer. They have 15 or 20 minutes to make that decision. So I have a lot of people grab that. You have just turned them in from a freebie to a more qualified lead in your list. They just spent $7. Now, $7 isn't much, but all of a sudden they know you, they got your freebie, and they must like you or what you're offering, because they just signed up and spent $7, and hopefully over time they will trust you. Know, like, and trust. That's what we're trying to build up with our people. So I'm not going to give a lot more information, but I will give you a link in the comments to my course, Magic of OTO, Tripwires That Work. Magic of OTO, one-time offers. Tripwires That Work. It's a 4 to 6 week course, and it tells you exactly how to go from a freebie to setting up your tripwire, how to use the countdown dynamite, and how my countdown, my little timer, when it goes off, you cannot get back to that offer on any browser. So if they use Firefox, they can't get back to it on Chrome or Safari or Internet Explorer or whatever. They're not going to be able to get back. So that's what you want. And in my course, I show you how to do all of that. So one thing is a tripwire, OTO, one-time offer. Number 2 is build relationships. How do we do that with our freebie? I would say you need some sort of follow-up system. Follow-up emails. It's maybe a week or 2 weeks long. For me, what do? The first email is giving them the item that they asked for. The second email is introducing myself and asking them to reply back to me and tell me a little bit about them. And that takes some time. And no, I do not respond to those every single day. It's usually once a week or every other week that I will sit down, and it does take me time, but I can guarantee you I have built relationships just by writing those people back when they have taken the time to introduce themselves. So they appreciate it. Right now it's still manageable. In my follow-up email, I am personal. I tell personal stories so they get to know me. In my introduction, I tell personal stories. I tell them about me. I tell them about my children and my grandchildren so that they can understand who I am. In those follow-up emails, I also talk about pain points. No matter if you are a crafting person and maybe they're struggling with how to use their Cricut, I'm just making this up, then I would tell some stories about my struggles with that, and then I'd say, hey, have you ever had that? Hit reply and let me know. And if you're not replying, your assistant needs to be replying to all of these emails. If they take the time to write you back, you need to write them back, because one of the reasons you give a freebie is to build a relationship with them. You want them to know you, to like you, and trust you. Find their pain points, include them in a few follow-up emails, and as you do, provide a solution. You're not going to give a whole course away, but you can get, like right now, I'm telling you about freebies. Do you think I have these things in some of my courses? Yes, I do. But I'm not telling you all the details on how to do everything. I'm giving you a system of what I do with my freebies. I have a tripwire. I have follow-ups, email, and it is a system, and I make sure I build a relationship with them. And then finally, I can offer a flash sale. I do not offer a flash sale on email 1, 2, or 3. I'm going to build a relationship, and then I will offer a flash sale for, say, 24 hours in relationship to whatever that freebie is. So I will do that, and it will be a low price. It may not be like a tripwire. That tripwire one-time offer is an $7 for $50 worth of information and printables. That is like irresistible, so people will take it very quickly. My flash sale may be closer to a course I am offering at a discount. I may offer it at like 30, 40, or 50% discount. And so it is, again, it has a timer on it, and so no matter when they enter my email system, that timer flashes on their web page, on their browser, and it goes off after 24 hours and redirects them to the main page. I use something called Countdown Dynamite. I can share that with you. So those are the ways that I personally use a freebie. It is not just to throw out freebies and throw them spaghetti on the wall and hope that they stick and hope they do something. That is just hopeful spaghetti on the wall marketing, and that does nothing. I believe my freebies need to have purpose and intent. So that is one way that I use freebies. Now, I will tell you, tomorrow I have a masterclass. It is called 6 Tips to Grow My Email List and Income. It is Tuesday, June 29th. It is 8 p.m. Eastern Time, and you can figure out what time it is in your time zone. I will leave a link. You can still register for it. It is completely free to sign up. Yes, I will just be right up front. At the end of it, I will offer you something, and it will be a flash sale of some sort. But I will tell you, I'm going to give you 6 tips. That's just in the middle. There's a whole bunch there. I'm going to tell you things, mistakes that I made that you're going to avoid. That doesn't even have anything to do with my 6 tips. You need to be on this. It's going to give you some great ideas on growing your email list, why email list is important, and how that can eventually grow your income and grow your business as well. I don't have the thing off the top of my head, the URL. It's been a crazy week. I've had a 2-year-old living with me, and I had a 4 and a 6-year-old, and a son that came in to help me this weekend. That's nothing, but it's been great. But I've had a harder time getting things online. So I do have some help tomorrow night. So I will have you will have my full focus on it. So 6 tips to grow email list and income. I will put the link in the description and the comment as well. If you have any questions about using a freebie, please leave a comment. I don't even know where the comments are. There they are. If you have a question about any of the things that I have shared about tripwires, building relationships, and flash sales, and actually getting them on your list, remember, if they move from a freebie to a buyer, you have just made them a more qualified lead. And many of you are looking for qualified leads that aren't just going to unsubscribe as soon as they subscribe. Thanks for spending time with me. I am Carrie Beck with FamilyEbiz.com. Y'all have a great day.